Good morning dear students. So today we are again back in the particular YouTube channel and we will be studying, this is for the class 6 video, and we will be studying the particular chapter human body. Now as I have already told and already discussed that we have already completed human body part 1. What is that? That is digestive system, and part 2 is the circulatory system. Now part 2 is the respiratory system. Now we will be studying the particular chapter circulatory system. See, if you are following your new book, then what is there? It is the chapters are divided in several parts, and if you are following your old book, so both the books are from Oxford and it is connected with science. I am also following that. So anyway, if you are following your new book or old book, our version may differ, but don't worry, whatever I will be teaching you, that is exactly on your book. Some of the lines may be missing, may be extra, don't worry about that, just go through whatever I am teaching you. So the very first part is the human circulatory body. I don't know, I am using particularly this this book, okay. I don't know whether this cover, this version you are using or not, but don't worry, just see it. Human body, circulatory system. What do we mean by circulatory system? The circulatory system is responsible for transporting materials such as nutrients, hormones and oxygen to all the body cells. It also helps in carrying metabolic waste like carbon dioxide and urea away from the body cells to the excretory organ so that they can be removed from the body. The circulatory system in human being has three major parts. What are they? They are blood, blood vessels and the heart. So the very first point is, why do we need circulatory system? See, the circulatory system is needed because whatever nutrient or oxygen we are consuming or we are intaking, that is remaining in one part of our body, that is the lungs, but it needs to get circulated throughout the body, and each and every of the cells need that particular circulation or the particular oxygen and nutrients to respire and to grow. So that is the reason circulatory system is very important. Now what are the three parts of a circulatory system? Let's see. The three parts that we will be studying is, number 1 is blood, number 2 is blood vessels, and the third point that we will study is heart, or the pump that pumps this blood through this blood vessel. So first we will be studying this blood. What is blood? See, it is very easy. What is blood? Particularly blood is a fluid, okay. That fluid is containing in these chambers, or these we can also say as pipe lines, okay, because blood vessels carry the blood, and heart, we can tell heart as a pump which pumps the blood to flow. So let's see. So the circulatory system in human beings has three major parts. What are they? Blood, blood vessels and the heart. Blood is the circulating fluid or transporting transporting the substance mentioned above. Heart pumps the blood, as I already told you, throughout the body, and blood vessels are the tubes through which blood flows from and to the heart. Clear? Now what is blood? See, questions are going to come like, write the composition of blood. What is blood? What does blood contains of? These are the questions that are going to come, okay. See, blood, human blood is a bright red colored thick fluid that carries nutrients, respiratory gases and other substances from one part to the one part of the body to another, right? See, so what is blood? We all know, whenever we get a cut or an injury in our body, a red color liquid comes out from our body and we call it as a blood. But it is a thick fluid that carries nutrients, respiratory gases and other substances from one part of the body to another. Blood is composed of two components, okay. So what are the two components of blood? One is plasma, another one is blood cells, okay. Now blood cell consists of some parts. What are they? First is RBC, second is WBC, and the third point is platelets. Okay, so we will be learning about this particular thing, what is blood, what are the constituent of blood, and how is blood what are the constituents of blood cell. We will be learning that in detail. Okay, see, the very first point, plasma. The straw colored fluid in which different blood cells are suspended is called plasma. About 92% of the volume of plasma is water, and the remaining 8% contains dissolved substances such as protein, glucose, minerals, ions, and hormones. Okay, so plasma, how you can see it? See, sometimes if we get any of the pimples, or to be precisely in Bengali, যদি আমাদের কোনো ফোড়া হয়ে থাকে এবং তারপরে যদি আমরা দেখি যে ওখান থেকে কিছু কালার্ড স্ট্র কালার্ড বা হালকা একদম লাইট কালার কিছু লিকুইড বেরোচ্ছে, তো দ্যাট ইজ হোয়াইট ব্লাড সেল অর দ্য প্ল্যাটলেটস। বাট হোয়েনেভার উই গেট আ নর্মাল লাইক স্ক্র্যাচিং, অনেকটা স্ক্র্যাচ করার পর আমরা সবার প্রথম কি দেখি, একটা লিকুইডি জিনিস বেরোচ্ছে, তারপর ব্লাড বেরোয়, তো দ্যাট ইজ দ্য প্লাজমা। ব্লাড সেলস, সি নাও উই আর কামিং টু দ্য ব্লাড সেল। What are they? These are cellular components of the blood that floats in the plasma. So plasma is a liquidity membrane, liquidity medium in which others flow. Okay. Red blood cell or erythrocytes. These are red colored blood cell present in the plasma. Mature RBC are biconcave in shape and do not have nucleus. They are the most abundant component of blood. RBCs are produced in bone marrow. The red color of blood is due to the presence of the red colored iron content pigment called hemoglobin. So what gives the blood color? That is hemoglobin, or the red blood cell contains this hemoglobin. This is the iron contents of the blood. In RBC, hemoglobin combines with oxygen to form oxyhemoglobin, which is carried from the lungs to all the cell in the body. White blood cell or leukocytes, these are what? See, these are colorless blood cell which are fewer in number but larger in size as compared to the RBC. So size of WBC is greater than size of RBC. WBC are irregular in shape and have one to many lobed nuclei. They are produced in the lymph nodes, the spleen, and tonsils. So production site of RBC is bone marrow always. Okay, please remember this. Production site of WBC is, what are they? Lymph node, spleen, and tonsils. White blood cells defend the body against harmful foreign bodies such as bacteria and viruses. They produce chemicals called antibodies to destroy these foreign bodies. Some other type of WBC can squeeze out through the capillary wall to reach the site of infection. They destroy the germs in the body by engulfing and digesting them. So this is how WBC protects us, or it increases our immunity system. Clear? Now the platelets or the thrombocytes. These cells are formed of a special bone marrow cell and are irregular in shape. In mammals, platelets lack a nucleus. They are the smallest blood cell and are the least abundant in blood. Platelets play a major role in healing wounds. When a part of the body is wounded, the blood vessels get ruptured and the blood oozes out of it. In order to prevent excessive loss of blood, platelets gather around the wound and initiate the process of blood clotting. This prevents further loss of the blood from the wound. So how does platelets work? See, whenever suppose for example this is a tube, okay, and blood is flowing through it, and here suddenly there is a leakage. So what will happen? The blood will come out from it. Now what happens? Platelets are like this. What happens? These platelets gathered around here and make the blood or clot the blood so that it cannot comes out. Okay, this is the process by which platelets act in particular excess flowing of the blood. Okay, now see, Now we will be going to blood groups. What are blood groups? All of you are familiar with particular group of blood. For example, mine is O positive. So what does this O positive means, or what is O negative means, or what is AB positive means? Do you all know your blood groups? If not, then ask your parents. Okay, they know it. Blood groups. Human body can be classified into 4 different blood groups. What are they? A, B, O and AB. See, this is very important. Please remember it. Just a sec. What are they? Blood groups are A, B, O and AB. These are the particular blood groups that are available or that are present in a human. Okay, what are they? I am repeating again: A, B, O and AB. Clear? Now see, blood groups are classified based on the special type of proteins called antigens. So how are these blood groups classified? They are classified on a special type of protein which is known as antigen. Okay, present on the red blood cell. These antigens are named as antigen A and antigen B. A person with antigen A on their RBC has blood group A. Likewise, a person with antigen B on the RBC has blood group B. A person with blood group O does not possess any antigen and is called a universal donor. So why is blood group O known as universal donor? Because particularly those who are having blood group O does not contain any antigen, so it can be donated to any of the blood. But see, if A or B, they have particular antigen A and particular antigen B, so they cannot donate it to any other of the blood groups, because if they donate it and antigen does not match, then there will be a huge problem and body will not accept that. A person with blood group AB has both the antigen A and B and is called universal recipient. Such a person can receive blood from person of any blood group. Okay. Now we will be quickly going to the function of blood. So what is the function of blood? The main function of blood are as follows: transport of oxygen and nutrient to every body cell in the body, transport of metabolic waste to excretory organs, for example transport of carbon dioxide from body cell to the lungs, and transporting urea from the liver to the kidney for excretion, transport of various useful enzymes and hormones throughout the body, maintaining a constant body temperature, maintaining the water and salt balance in the body, and the very last point is prevention of infection by destroying disease causing microorganisms and protecting the body against blood loss by clot formation. So these are particularly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 point, or whatever you get in your book, 6 or 5 points you will be getting there. These are very important and questions are directly going to come. Write the function of blood. Clear? Now see, what is blood vessel? We will study this blood vessel today, and human heart will be studying in the next video lecture, in the next class. Okay, see, blood vessels. Okay, I am just rubbing this part. Okay, blood vessels are of 2 types. Just remember this. Actually 3 types. What are they? The first one is arteries, second one is capillaries, or the second one is veins, and the third one is capillaries. Okay, so these are the particular type of blood vessels. Each of the blood vessels have different meanings or different functions, better to say. Okay, for example, artery will carry only one type of blood, veins will carry another type of blood, and capillaries will be carrying particularly some amount of blood. We will learn now. Okay, see, arteries, these are muscular, thick-walled, elastic vessels with narrow cavities. They carry blood from the heart to different part of the body. So from heart to different part of the body. I am just summarizing it so that you can actually understand. I am removing this heart because next day we will be studying heart. So this one will be particularly they carry blood from heart to different part of the body. Okay, veins from body or from different part of the body to heart will come down. Okay, see, as arteries carry blood from heart to different part of the body, thus the blood that would be containing in arteries are oxygenated or fresh blood that contains oxygen. Okay, because heart is the pump center, from here different part of the body it is going, right? So heart is the chamber, from heart to different part of the body, that means it will be oxygenated blood, or this blood will contain oxygen, right? Veins from body to the part, from different part of the body to the heart, that means it would be deoxygenated blood, or the oxygen level of this particular blood will be very low or negligible. See, artery, these are muscular thick walled elastic vessels with narrow cavities. They carry blood from the heart to different part of the body. Blood flows through the arteries in jerks. Arteries carries oxygenated blood. The only exception to this is the pulmonary artery. Please underline this. Pulmonary artery only carry deoxygenated blood. Which carries deoxygenated blood? The largest artery in the body is the aorta. The smallest artery is the arterioles. Arterioles branches to form capillaries. Now, veins. These are thin walled vessels with narrow cavities. They transport blood to the heart from different part of the body. Veins transport blood at a lower pressure compared to arteries. They have valves at regular intervals which prevents the backflow of the blood. See, as here what happens, veins, deoxygenated blood from body to the heart it is going. So we can think of it as it is going upward. Okay, see, from our leg it is going to the heart, it is going upward. Now if there is no valve or no particular structure which prevents the backflow of the blood, then there will be very problem. So this particular system of preventing backflow is known as valve. Clear? Veins carry deoxygenated blood. The only exception to this is pulmonary vein. Like pulmonary artery, here is pulmonary vein. For pulmonary artery it is deoxygenated, and for pulmonary vein it is oxygenated. Okay. The largest vein in the body are superior and inferior vena cava. The smallest vein in the body are venules. Capillaries united to form venules. Now what are capillaries? See, these are extremely narrow blood vessels that form network around the organ and tissue of the body. Their walls are made up of only single layer of cells to enable an exchange of substances. These capillaries are supplied with blood by arterioles and further drained by venules. Capillaries permit the exchange of gases, nutrients and waste between the blood and the cell in the body. Okay, so what are these particular function of capillaries? See, veins and arteries are present only in the main part of our body. For example, you take a small pin, you don't try this at home, but if we take a small pin and just put it here, what happens? Small droplets of blood are going to come out. Here vein and arteries are present, but they are deep inside. But from where this blood is coming out? From the capillaries. It is a interconnecting of particular say small venules and arterioles. Okay, am I clear? So here it is a difference between artery, vein and capillary is given. Please go through it. On the very next class we will be starting the chapter or the part that is heart. Till then, take care of yourself, take care of your family. We are meeting after a very long days, so I hope that you have enjoyed, you have understood whatever I have tried to teach you. Please go through it with your book open and your copy open for taking the notes. Also, I hope if you have any questions, do mail us or ask me in the class or write in the comment section that is in the below, and we will be continuing in the next class, the human heart. So take care. Goodbye.